Matt Zelante, how are you doing, my friend? Oh, I can actually talk about Kilo 69 too, since I didn't get to do that. Javier Gonzalez, what's going on? Joshua Mallory, Fred Aki, what's going on, my friend? Nice.
I think I broke it. It seems like so much juice coming out of this thing, you know.
There's a lot. That's
a lot of juice.
Yeah. Brandon Herschel, what's going on, my friend? Long time no see. Felix Gonzalez. Wow, you guys all came in at the same time today. Gregory Smith, Jet Lee, Rosenberg Rios, Peter.
Jet Lee.
Jet Lee. I say it right some weeks, and then next week I don't say it right. Tom Schultz, how you doing, my friend? Well, first off, it's good to be back on the show. Last week, KT took over solo. I was on hibernation for the week, and got back from Kilo 69. Very, very overwhelming weekend. A lot of stuff dealing with. Didn't get my shipping crate, which sucked, but overall, amazing weekend. And we got a video for you. We're going to show that to you first, and then I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Kilo 69. Hopefully, Andre Rodriguez and some of the guys over at MaxFed Society are going to tune in today, and it'd be really cool to see them. We got mad shout-outs for them today. We got auction for you. We got a new release of some stuff that KT's going to explain to you that's really cool. It's going to be a completely very, very dynamic thing that we're going to introduce for the MaxFed community and the shooting community in general. So let's take a look at the video. Hopefully it works. KT's going to do it, and Jin's standing off camera here to make sure that we do it right, because he obviously knows what he's doing. All right. Enjoy the video, guys.
So we're going to play the video. Hopefully it works. All right.
What's going on, guys? This is MCS Red. I got a shooting demonstration for you guys today on the Mark II shotguns. Now, a lot of people have been asking what projectiles work best for these shotguns. As you all know, they are shell ejecting, so they do require a shell cartridge in order to fire whatever projectiles you're going to be using. So I'm going to show you today the performance of a couple different projectiles. We have, of course, some First Strikes here, some basic AG1 paint, some 43 cal, and some 6mm paintballs, which are airsoft size. So I'm going to show you first, these are the three options that we have available. The Zombie Hunter, which is the breacher, which is a really awesome one to add to a completely different gameplay, adds a different dynamic to the game. And this thing is very, very cool to go in through buildings, clear rooms, Terminator style. The Cam 870 variation, this is more of the police version. You got the rubber texturized buttstock. These are compatible with mil-spec or shotgun grade accessories, so you can change out the pump handle, you can do different stocks, all that stuff. So they are customizable to a point. And then my favorite is the tactical version. This has the carbine buffer tube here, has the able to use the AR style pistol grips, and then you have a key mod metal pump handguard here, which can use any key mod accessories. You can put yourself a vertical grip to ease that action and all that. So I'm going to show you how to use it. So basically what you're going to need, it's going to come with some of the some plastic wads, and then you also have some of the caps, and these caps do come in handy. There's different options, and I'm going to explain that to you when we start using a couple different of these projectiles here. And you're also going to get an 88-gram refillable charger. My recommendation is get yourself a small CO2 tank. Big Five, any of those local retail stores will have them. CO2 works the best for these. That's the only thing that I recommend. You're more than welcome to test with different gas types, but CO2 works the best in my opinion. So you're going to get these refillable grenade chargers, which we have on the mcsus.com website. You're going to put the shotgun on a flat surface. There's a fill nipple here. Go nice and easy. Press it down, and I like to hold it for at least 10 to 15 seconds to ensure the gas gets into that chamber. You want to hold it straight, don't hold it to the side or anything like that. You will get a leak. There you go, just like that. Set that to the side. And we're going to start with paintball. What I like to do, we're going to breech load these so I can just show you how well they work. The cartridges you get, they're all the same. You can tell the actual chamber itself is just perfect size for a paintball. So you can do 4 in the tube here plus 1. I've fit 5 in here, but it's really tight, but you definitely can do that. So we'll go ahead, breech load this, shoot at my target right here. Oh, that come out the barrel. Sometimes you have to, like I was telling you earlier, you can actually apply some oil or actually grease, petroleum jelly, you know, Vaseline, anything. Just put that on the projectile itself and actually put that through, so you can actually it'll stay in the chamber and it won't move. All right, there you go. So paintball works very, very well with the cartridges. We'll go ahead and we'll try some first strikes. That through, and these fit they have a lot of friction here. have yet to see these come out. So you just press it down a little bit. You don't need to, you know, gouge it all the way in there. Reach load again, close it, safety off, right to the chest. Show you 43 cal. Now 43 cal, because the chamber's oddly shaped, I can only really fit 1 in there. So honestly, it's not really worth it. I would stick to the 68 cal and the first strikes, or you can use these, and I'll show you that here. Just dip it in there. No specific amount. I fill it up to where I can actually use it here. Actually, what we'll do, we'll change it. We'll use the wad. It's actually a little bit better. That way, it will seal the chamber on the bottom. And that's the only way, unless you're going to use 6mm, you can also do the same thing. Put that in. You will lose a little bit of shot capacity, but it's okay because, like I said, you're going to use the cap here. You can use cotton balls or anything else like that to also press those down. Go ahead, do the same thing here. There you go. That had a pretty decent spread. You can see it went out probably 3 feet off the target. So you can see that over there. There you have it. There's the 3 different options. Like I said, some will perform better than others. My test initially, I got at least 15 shots per charge, and that was using the shape projectiles and paintball. You're more than welcome to use anything that will fit in this chamber into the wad. Obviously be safe about it, but you can find all these shotguns on the mcsus.com website. You guys know where to find us. We'll see you guys out on the field. All right. What is going on, everybody? Hope you enjoyed that little video that we did for the shotgun. Really, really effing cool. I'm going to say effing because I really enjoyed shooting those. As you heard in the video, my earlier testing, I was shooting it all this morning to kind of experiment with some different stuff. So I did a 15-second charge, and I was able to shoot 18 shells with the Cam 870 replica, but I didn't know, I couldn't tell if there was a leak or not, and there was one because there was some dirt that got in the valve. And I'm actually going to be doing a tech video for you guys here very soon, probably tomorrow. It's actually very easy. There is only 6 small screws that you have to really make sure you do not lose, but everything else is all together. There's no like little springs or anything like that. The valve system's actually very, very, very what do you call it? Very easy to break down. There's miscellaneous O-rings in there. So we will be able to support them. That was the whole reason of us getting the product. We want to make sure that every product that we bring in that we don't manufacture ourselves, I want to make sure that we're able to help you at least tech and troubleshoot. Obviously, we have warranty and things like that that we can go through with the manufacturer, but these are very easy to maintain. There is a couple places for some of you that have already purchased the shotguns. I know Brandon Herschel, a couple of you other guys that have them. You can tell that the breech and the valve and whole assembly on the inside is very heavily greased. So I think might have to get with KT when he comes back here. We probably have to bring in some grease if we don't already have some here to offer with those, because you are going to want grease for the maintenance of the shotguns, hands down. So other than that, a couple drops of oil here and there. You definitely want to clean the the barrel here and there, depending on the projectiles that you use. But overall, the airsoft 6mm paintballs work very well. The spread is huge. Probably, what do you think, Jin? 5 or 6 feet? Like pretty large. So for breaching, it's great. But for range shots, not so good. First strikes, they came out pretty darn straight out of each barrel. I was very surprised. We were probably, what you say, 45, 50 feet away from the target I was shooting at in the video. Shot with ease at that target, and then we shot down about about 40 yards at a pallet and just angled up the muzzle a little bit. Yeah, it's definitely quiet. Yeah. You don't expect the projectile to come out as fast as it does because it's not super loud. But like I said, I shot a first strike about 40 yards at a pallet, and it hit it no problem. It was perfectly straight, had the same arch that you would see, out of a DMR or anything like that. Hit the target, broke, and everything was good. So expect.
And the grease you're talking about earlier, Baron grease, okay?
Baron grease,
not lithium grease, Baron grease. Just the kind of grease that you pack into in your ball bearings. That's what you want to use. Really thick, extremely has a lot of petroleum in there, and that's what you want to use. There not much O-ring in there, just metal, steel components. So you want to get that thing. You don't want any wear and tear in that.
Andre Rodriguez says, "I'll give you $1 if you shake the hand." We do have a special gift from the guys over at MagFed Society. They gave me a parting gift, and I told them that I would put it on the show. So it's keeping us company here, and it will remain here on the show until, one, they come down here and take it from us, or two,
they want it back.
Andre calls me and asks me to ship it back to him. But we'll have it here on the show. Quick little recap before we move on. Kilo 6'9". Wow, that's the best word I can use to describe that event. The guys on the East Coast, let me tell you, I can't praise them enough. Like, honestly, my first time being over there at the event, been back and forth with the guys of MagFed Society on the internet for good and banter, of course, but meeting them in person, Justin, Andre, all the guys, Angel over there, they're doing it right. And I will, from this point forward, and I know here at KT, talking to him about the recap and basically what we went through over there, we will support them as much as we can. Seriously, amazing event. They had, I want to say, just from what I've seen, I would say about 400 plus players, a large turnout, a lot of pre-registers, but even more walk-ons, which was even cooler to see. The first, talking with Andre and Smoke and Justin and all them, and the first day when they were setting up, and Tim, the owner over there, he was like, yeah, we got 270 something pre-registers, but then the next day, the first game, I was like, there's more cars than the registers here, right. So there's definitely more people. So here, you got to shake the hand. You got to shake the hand.
For $2 now.
For $2.
More. Come on.
$40.
I'm trying hard bargain.
$40 and pizza from New York.
Yeah. How about Chavella?
Yeah, Chavella. There you go. But overall, the way that they run their events and their scenarios is, I think, the epitome of what all games should be. No generals. They put the responsibility on more of the squads, the players. There was a lot of teams that showed up, Liberty Warlords, Dead Man's Hand, mini SAS chapters, a lot of smaller teams, more reputable, even speedball guys that are breaking into the MagFed community that were there represented. So each team, they were working with their what do you say?
$10.
$10.
That's two Chevaliers.
Yeah, two Chevaliers now. They had to work together because the objectives that they were given, the overall goal of the game, made them work together. So despite their issues off the field, or if any at all, they were able to come together and just dominate. And the red team did that hand over fist that day. And it was really cool to watch them play. It was really cool to meet all you guys. So I want to say thank you for MagFed Society for having us out there and being part of your guys' success. Really, really, really cool to be a part of that. And I hope to see you guys very soon. I had a conversation to Smoke today about some of the stuff that we're going to be implementing now, which we're very excited about. I think a lot of you guys are going to really, really dig this. And I want to give a huge shout out to Tim Henley over at EMR Paintball Park. He went above and beyond hospitality-wise to ensure that my trip was worth every single penny, despite our shipping crate not being there and not being able to support you guys, and especially for all the customers that I got to meet there for the first time that I had product for, and even guys that watch us on the show and recognized me and came up to me, took pictures. That made me feel really good. It made me feel good that I've been able to help you guys at some point in your MagFed career. So I want to say thank you for that and supporting me and KT and everyone here at MCS. So really, really, really cool for everything that you guys did. And to Tim, I will see you again, man. EMR Paintball Park, if you guys have not been there or if you haven't played a MagFed Society game, do it. Find out where it is. Drive there, fly there, take a train there, magic carpet ride there. It doesn't matter. Go play their event. So, all right. Moving forward,
let me give you a little recap since talking about event. A little recap on NWAR.
Yes.
So, NWAR was last weekend. Jonathan went to do a demo with the police officer. I mean, LAPD. LAPD. Yeah. And I got to do NWAR. I was by myself. It was pretty tough running it. I was want to do more demo on the STL drill, which I can run by you guys a little bit more later on. But want to shout out for the Method Legion for running it. I don't think they get any props for hauling ass the entire weekend at all. I think they should be well appreciated for doing the event this year, and also Mike Lovato who putting the event together for the autism awareness. That's an awesome event. I know there were a little bit hiccup at the beginning. But that's all set aside. Once the game gets started, the play, we're loving it. So appreciate a couple guys from Canada, Bradley and
Maritime Milsim
that came up.
Really cool
so that was great to meet some new faces there. I've been doing NWAR for I didn't run this year, but I ran the last 7 years, and it's not an easy event to run when the game itself it's not a field. Okay, we're talking about here's a piece of dirt. 100 acres and make use of it. So we have to bring air out, we have to bring power out, to bring all the props out, every conceivable thing that should be already in place for an event, we have to bring it all out. And that's not an easy task to do. And what worse is by the time you're done with the event, you have to take everything away. So you have to clean up, organize, haul everything away. And Mike was telling me that we still have stuff from the last several years that are still there. So the landowner want him to haul it out, and he spent pretty much all night, all day Saturday. All day Monday. So he didn't leave until Monday evening to get out of there. So that's a lot of work. If you guys see him, thank him for putting that awesome event together. Hopefully, I think next year, up in 19, I'm hoping to move the event to another location. I'm looking down south to get more involvement with more players rather than having up north. I think the event could use new faces, new attendees to expand out the NWAR series. With that, I think that's NWAR coverage. If I miss anything else, you guys message me and or just message right there, and we'll definitely mention it. But that's all I can remember. It was crazy. Honestly, I barely get like 2 hours sleep every night. I drove in like 4 o'clock in the morning, wake up at 6, get things ready, slept for a few hours, wake up at it again. It's tough. Then that was just, I'm just getting the booth and just getting product out. Imagine these guys, they have to prep the games and make sure all the prop are in place and make sure all the mission are ready. It's brutal. So that's why I'm saying that's why I'm saying having an event at such a great field, it's raw, it's incredible. But at the same time, there is a lot of work, a lot of preparation behind it, and it's. I wish you guys have a chance to come out sometimes in the future where we host it there again. But I'm looking to move the event to a place where we don't have to do so much work just to have an event. I think there are a lot of local fields out there that could deserve some, I would say, notoriety, because a lot of good fields out there. They don't have, they have not able to adopt MagFed yet because they have know about MagFed. So if we bring the event to their field, I think it will grow MagFed one scene at a time. Get the local players, get the teams that are where the population density is higher, so that way you get more players to come out. When we have hosted up north, a little bit far, like 8 hours from LA, and then 2 hours from San Francisco. It's quite a drive, so a lot of people can't make it.
Yeah, like I said, you learn, traveling around the U.S. and being a part of different events, you really get to see, one, the producer standpoint,
right.
All the ideas that go into an event, and then the execution. Everyone can have a great idea, but it's executing it on the field, and that, in my opinion, is really what makes a very, very successful event. It's what keeps people talking. It's what brings people back. And like I said, with what I saw at MagFed Society at Kilo, everyone was wanting more.
Right.
I mean, when you leave the field being like, man, I wish it was not Monday, tomorrow I could play again. that is what speaks volumes. That's right. What is going to continue to gain hype for your event, as well as bring new players to the game every single time you're out there. So moving forward, I guess we'll do the auction first.
Okay.
So that way we can get that started. Auctioning off PPQ Walther. These things have been flying off the shelf since we brought those in. Quick little recap. You got a black one here. You have a dual laser and flashlight combo, and you can actually adjust it. So if you want just a flashlight, you can do that, or just the laser, you can do that, or none of the above. And it has a switch right here at the end. These things are freaking awesome. You can't get much better. I mean, you got the real action, the blowback. It feels, it's very durable. The action on this thing is super powerful. The kick is pretty decent for 43 cal. Projectiles, obviously, for the 43 cal, a lot of people have all these mixed reviews and stuff, but the quality 43 cal that we're carrying work very well with this thing. We just got some rubber rounds in, so for those of you guys that want to use rubber rounds for your indoor fields, reuse them, or just for testing, you guys can get those from us as well too. So we'll start this PPQ off at $100. You can auction in increments of 10. You get the laser. Obviously, you get your box. There's a rubber ball spring that you put in your mags, and then you have your basically a little squeegee here. The cases are nice. Say Walther on it. Got room for a Glock. Yeah, those things, and they're loud. I mean, loud and powerful.
Yeah, it's actually kicked pretty well.
Yeah, he's got really good kick because they offset the heavy mag with that polymer or the metal slide that's a very lightweight.
Right.
So you guys will have that. You can also, the highlight of this thing, millions of questions. Glock 21 holsters. Glock 21 holsters. These things, there are hundreds of these on the market. Hundreds. You can find these everywhere. There's tons of manufacturers. You can do custom kydex, anything like that. Glock 21 holster. This is a G-code version. This is the only one we have. If you want to buy this, you can contact me. But this has multiple options. This is the MOLLE attachment, so you can put it right in your vest. It has optional canted options, so you can see here. You can change that and change the basically the
That's the
the way that
best.
the
That's the best
pistol can
setup
be
right
put
there.
on there. Yeah, this has mini
To
applications.
put in your chest right here.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate setup for a backup for secondary. For your chest, yes.
Has drop leg applications. You can use. There's a belt attachment. I mean, there's tons of stuff. And like I said, there are so many manufacturers of the 21 holster that work very well with this, but they knocked it out of the ballpark by allowing you to use G21 holsters. I mean, these are probably one of the most common holsters made. Every manufacturer that I know that's doing Kydex, that's doing something good. Wait a minute, did we lose? What happened here? You guys hear us here?
Do we get disconnected?
We're good?
We good? Okay. Well.
All right, I don't know what's going on here. Let's refresh this page and see why it's doing that.
Well, good thing we're not disconnected.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, guys. We always have freaking issue with something in this damn live stream stuff. We just need to hire NBC or something like that, CNN, to come in
and set us up,
handle it.
Yeah, full page, full window. There you go.
All right, sorry about that. So anyway, let's see where we're at with bids here, since you guys are taking off on those.
Last one says
160 Matt Zilante. Yeah. Here we go. How much to buy my hand back?
Oh man, you guys come here and pick it up.
Yeah, Brandon, have your girlfriend come in here, help us run things. She does media for the Sharks. We need it. We need all the help we need. We can get. So, like I said, you knocked it out of the ballpark with the G21 holsters. So you can find them anywhere. There's some lower end options, there's some higher end options, but they fit extremely well in these holsters. And this has adjustable retention here. It doesn't even enter the bottom half part, so which is really nice, and it has the cover here. And this thing there's no wobble in this.
There's no way you can get it out.
No wobble in this at all. So
you can actually.
I love that.
I think there's a lot of room there too in the holster for a suppressor or something.
You probably have to.
Hone it out
a little bit, but yeah, you definitely could. The only thing is that doesn't have threading on it. Is there an adapter?
You can in aftermarket.
Oh yeah.
Like I was mentioning last week that a lot of people were asking about barrels and stuff. As more of these being shipped, we're gonna end up making more of the aftermarket stuff. I was speaking last time on the live stream that you can override the slide by depressing the lever, and you can actually dry fire it. Rather than seeing right now, you pull once, see how it locks the slide out, and you can't keep on fire cycling it. So you can actually depress the lever, and then you keep the slide down. You can actually keep dry firing just for the fun of it, of course, or until air runs out. I like the fact that you can actually just take the mag out anytime you want, reload, do what you need to do, put it back. You know what we need to do? We need to shoot this with Velcro ball.
Oh yeah.
With the target ball we have, that's gonna be a lot of fun. Because the target ball, it's just Velcro, and you can actually put it in there. I think it will fit really well.
Oh yeah, the spring's more powerful enough too.
Exactly. And since the barrel can actually coming in like that, it's be perfect chambering for this round. You gotta do it next time.
So for a lot of you that are asking about the takedown and tech, once again, I'm waiting for Cliff, our guy over at Umarex, and to send me over their material, and then I'm going to go through it and I'll take this down. But everything he's told me, he gave me a call this last week. It was really good to hear from him. They're extremely easy. We saw it at Extravaganza. Right. That's what really caught our eye.
That's like 2 years ago.
Yeah, no, that was just last year.
Last year, really?
Yeah, last year. It's almost been a complete year since this came out. But
is it last year? No.
Yeah,
a bit longer.
No,
really?
2017
wow.
Extravaganza.
Man, seemed like longer than that.
Yeah. Someone asked about chrono. Now, 43 cal. A lot of you guys have been asking. Is it a lot at your field? Is a question we get, but ask your field owner. These are going to operate at the same FPS rating as your normal field stuff. The only reason that I would see them saying no is because they can't make money off of you with the paint. But as a secondary platform, I do not see a reason why they would not allow you to have it.
Well, you ask them, the most fields what they like is the policy is field paint only, but you just tell them, hey, my magazine only hold 8 shot, and I'm gonna use as my secondary. I'm not using primary. I want to do what, 7 shot. I'm paying full registration fee plus I'm buying paint.
Yeah.
They're not gonna say anything. But
there's no
just
insurance restrictions or anything
don't
like that.
sneak it in and try and use it. But most time, like 9 out of 10, they're pretty cool about it if they know that you're using it,
Yeah.
and that they're gonna charge you for 9 shots. They're not gonna do that. Like no field owner gonna tell you that, hey, you can't use it because you field paint for other reasons. But if they know what it does and how it's function, and of course, almost if you be cool, they'll be cool. That's my rule.
Let's see here. So, should we announce the STL?
Okay, STL drill. I'm gonna show you guys the STL drill. No video yet. I'm still working on getting it up, but here's the basics on it, so you guys can get some intel on that. Small caster here. Oops. And then I'm gonna go to MCS stldrill.com. So you guys go to stldrill.com, it takes you to this page. It's not fully up yet, but it gives you the basics on what the STL drill is about. So there is a diagram here that shows you how to make your own target, and all the rules on how to run an STL drill. So if you want to compete, you have to build this exact same model, down to like the size and inches and everything. If you want to practice, of course. So if you want to compete, I would recommend build 3 of these targets, place them in a proper distance, and practice. Get yourself. You can go to if you're using an iPhone or Android, just search for a shooting timer app. It's free, and you can just practice getting your shot time. And the rules, of course, the rules is it's right here. You can just read it. Pretty self-explanatory. First 4 shot in the center mass, next 4 shot in the head, and then next
2 shots.
I'm sorry, next 2 shot in the head, and then the following 2 shots, either left or right in the center mass. That's the drill. It sounds easy, but as we found out at the NWAR event, many of the players tried it. It's quite intimidating once you step up on the firing line. It's just the pressure's on you. You get like eyeballs looking at you, and you start forget who you are and what your name is, and so you start missing target. A lot of people, there are 10 shot. A lot of people miss the shot, literally just completely miss from a target, and some just miscount the shot, overshot 5 at the start, or something happens. So if you want to be good at this drill, you probably want to practice and be good at it. The next page I want to show you is, you have a chance to go ahead and read through it. This one this is one we built at NWAR. This is what we have there. The leg, you can build any way you want them. We just used 2x4, which what we have here in the White House, and we just cut it, and then there you go. I showed Jonathan DeLeon, and he made it with the PVC, so it's actually working pretty well for him. And here's the basics on that. Like, give you a little bit of history, who created, and why it's being used, and so on. So a little bit write up, a little bit answer the basic question of what it's about and why we're doing it. So the idea on this drill is we've actually made a software that we can track all the shooters. In the future, the next week or two, we're going to show you how the software works. Basically, any fields, any event that you want to have this competition, you just contact us. We'll give you the access to the site, and you can create your own competition. And different competition offer you different things. For example, say next week we're going to, like 2 weeks from now, we're going to the Battlefront, right? Battlefield. Mm-hmm. And say we do an event, and we do a competition there. Say it's free. Anybody who wants to compete to get the best time, then you can just sign up and compete. And your TAM and score actually go live. So as soon as you're done, we just actually enter it in. Boom, you can go onto this page, go to STL drill page, and you can see the whole entire score, who's on the top. It's you can use any markers you have, pistol, rifle, electro, any shooting mode that you have. We can open to everybody who want to try it out. And later on, as we progress into the competition, and we can see, okay, the fastest are the electro, then we're gonna split the electro to have a different league on its own, and with all the pistol and all the rifle leagues on its own, and all the other semi or full auto separate competition. But for now, we don't really know who's the best, and we don't know which system offer the most best cycling rate or best control. The over at NWAR though, Bradley at Maritime Milsim, he had the best time, 2.4 seconds. He did all the shots, but there's a little bit of information that I'll fill you guys in later on what happened. But he has the best time, and he was using max tag. Like I said, so we don't know which system is the best yet, or they're all the same. It's based on it's not the tools, right? It's the user. So we'll find out that later.
So, yeah. So all you self-proclaimed best shooters in MagFed, here's your opportunity to earn that proclamation there. But overall, this is going to be a really cool drill. This originated from the real steel world, but we're going to implement it here onto the MagFed world, or paintball world in general, and it's going to create. It's a good competition, like he was saying, the software that he's created is going to rank the participants globally. So you're going to be competing against people all over the world. So this is a good opportunity for you to implement into your local fields, especially for those people that are, for the fields that are new to MagFed. This is a grabber. This being set up at the chrono or anything like that, where a player can come in, use a MagFed rental or somebody who's
any
a MagFed
gun,
player,
popper,
any gun,
doesn't matter what you have, as long as
and participate in this drill. Is gonna be really cool for them to see and to participate in. So if you guys are interested in possibly implementing this at your events, at your local fields, or just having it where you play, carry it around with you. You can, if you have any questions, you can reach out to me or KT.
there's an
or
email. Yeah, this
email
email at the bottom here. It just said you contact, and it will give you access to the system, and you can create your own drill. At the beginning, there is a lot of people asking that is there prize, is there something going on? Well, right now we don't have that yet. But the idea is that as the competition progress, we're gonna able to rank on who's right now. We just see who's the best, who's the fastest. It tests both accuracy and speed. So it's not just one thing. You can be all perfect at home, but when you are at the actual competition and there are people looking at you and all this pressure at you, it's not the same. I'll tell you that. So it's gonna be different. So practice if you want to win. So I'm thinking that in the future we do a prize competition. So each person actually, say it's gonna go to a cause, a donation for autism or for breast or for whatever, breast cancer, for any type of cause. Say we donate a marker out, and then we charge $5 a person to go to a drill. And of course, the person who have the best time will get more tickets, raffle ticket than others, and then people have the less time will have less tickets. So the prizes actually will be the tickets, not the actual winning prize. But the winning person get a little bit of a trophy or a plaque or something like that to prove that you're the best time. But on the end, you get a raffle ticket. Say the top time gets like an extra 20 tickets or something like that. Your chance to win is higher, but doesn't mean it's guaranteed win. Some lucky guy get one little ticket might win, So
well, either that or you just use the registration for the event as the donation itself, and people, you can reward people through your sponsors or whatever that you have for your event. But,
something to implement.
There's hundreds of ways you could do it.
Right.
But ultimately, with our goal, I think it would be awesome to have categories. What we've discussed with the rifles. So all MagFed rifle platforms and pistol platforms, whether it's a Tipex, PPQ, T.1, whatever it is that you're using, you can have that category, and then you also have these hopper guns or hopper markers and things like that. So there's lots of different things that we want to implement by using this drill,
Right.
but we want to get it off the ground, and we want your guys' help to do that, because the more people that we have participating in this drill, the more it's going to spread, the more opportunity for people to earn that title, hold the rank for a certain amount of time. I mean, it's like a life arcade game.
Right.
You know, basically, you know, whenever you score high on Pac-Man, you leave your 6-letter initials or whatever you're going to do there, your name, and
true.
then it sits there until the next guy puts a quarter in the machine and plays again. Well, actually, it's probably not a quarter anymore. This isn't 1968. It's probably like $5. Every arcade I've ever been to now is like ridiculous. So
yeah, at this point right now we do the STL drill, but as time progresses, we can actually do other type of drill, sniper drill, or 3-gun competition, pistol, rifle, shotgun, and among other things. But this is the most basic, and it's complex enough where you have to think about what you're doing, and easy to set up, and anyone can participate. Hopefully, more shooters will come out, and we're in the States, we're lucky to have access to rifle and firearms, but a lot of people in other countries, they don't have access to that, and there really no true competition on that. So looking that eventually we're able to kick that in, and get the maybe do like a world competition, or something to go by region, and you get everybody to compete on this drill. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Well, now that we have a pistol platform,
Right.
we have a shotgun,
Right.
and we have the rifle platform.
Right.
The 3-gun competition is a widespread thing, even on the airsoft industry. Right. It would be really cool to implement here. A lot of you guys, I'm sure everyone has seen that Keanu Reeves video that
Right.
he used to train for John Wick,
Yeah.
where he uses the 3 guns. That
Right.
is something that you could implement on this and have that as a side thing. You can also implement this into your games, like
Right.
into your scenarios. You can have players, like what the whole plan for Jen and them to implement this into Operation End War is. You can send people on a mission to compete against a team, the other team, and get something in return that's going to help their team in an advantage for the scenario as well. So the STL drill, I think, is going to be a very, very popular thing, especially for the MagFed community. It's going to enhance the rivalry between the West Coast and the East Coast.
Right.
I definitely know that for sure. I was able to speak with
and
Andre.
it's addicting.
Yeah,
it's very addictive.
Yeah, I had to like do it 4 times because I didn't shoot enough, or then I finally shot enough, and it makes you think, and it definitely tickles a different part of your brain,
right.
as far as like weapon control, your handling, and then your shot count and all that is going on at one time, and it's timed. So it's definitely challenging, and I guarantee you're not going to be able to do it once. Right. You're going to have to do it a couple times in order for you to really get your the satisfaction that you want out of it. So
no, it's a lot of fun. It's like some of the shooters they keep on going over again, keep trying not to go to improve themselves, but there's a line behind us, so you're like, hey, we'll give another guys a chance. So it's you want to do better, because you always want to faster and more accurate, and sometimes you get perfect time, but you miss a shot. So it's one of those things you gotta definitely have to practice, gotta get that muscle memory kicked in.
All right, so where are we at with the auction? I think we're at 170 Felix Gonzalez with the PPQ. I'll probably do a Unicus gun. I've had a couple of people ask me. I'll probably do it next week.
I think we'll have enough parts to build one now.
Yeah, we got quite a few things that I can use here. What else do we got? Oh, okay. So talking about the shotguns,
right?
You guys saw in the video, first strikes, amazing, accurate, consistent, works great with just the shell. So a lot of people complain, "Oh, what if I lose the shell?" or blah blah blah. The best part about this product is, in its earlier variations, you actually had to charge each shell, and that was like annoying, and it was super complicated. And most of the time, if the shell failed, then it's worthless. But they redesigned, completely took it back to the drawing board, put the valve inside the block itself. So now you're able to just put the shells in with the round and then feed them perfectly fine. So if you use first strikes, no matter which one, you'll get some decent range out of it. Like I said, I was able to shoot 40 yards with it, with the arch, and you'll have to shoot your shotgun for you to understand exactly what I'm talking about. But for round ball, it was actually very decent as well. So I would say effective range, what, 60 feet,
Oh,
no
easy,
problem.
easy.
Yeah, 60 feet, no problem. But it's a shotgun, guys.
Yeah.
You're not. This
You're
isn't
not-
something that
You
you're
have to
probably
take
not
so
going
much
to want.
things,
Yeah,
6
you're not
minutes.
going to want to be doing this
Yeah.
as a primary.
Using the wrong tool, you have to take
Yeah,
about 6
exactly.
feet.
But it's a great thing. It's going to add a different dynamic to your games. It's going to give you a different edge as a player. You're going to be able to put this thing in a scabarb and clear rooms no problem. The 6mm paintballs, which that was the only jar that we had left. I checked today, so I don't know if we're going to bring more of those in. That'll be up to KT.
We should.
Those work really well, and the spread is pretty decent.
Yeah.
You have to use the wad for those. So you can also purchase those things. The shells. How much are the shells?
The shell runs 4 for about $20.
Okay, 4 for $20. Well, you got 5 in the gun, and
Right.
then you got 5 extra to reload because
Right.
you're not going to necessarily, unless you're going to carry around a bag of projectiles and then refill the shells and put them back in. You probably won't do that. So there's a lot of cool shell holders. There's ones for Molly. There's ones for the belt. All that stuff that you can use. But my best, I think, would be First Strike's #1, 68 cal paintball #2. And you guys saw that ball fall at the barrel. I recommend taking some grease and just applying it to one side and then pressing it in there. Then it won't move. Sometimes some paintballs are bigger bore than others, and that's what happens.
Yeah.
So if you press it in and there's friction, then you're good. But if you put it in there and there's barely anything, when you turn it over, it'll roll right out. So I would recommend either that or, like I said, can't put a cap because it's probably too hard, but I guess grease would be the best thing.
Oh, someone was saying that you can put some 6mm inside the skirt of the First Strike. So you put,
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, there you go.
So you put some like about 10 of those in there, the skirt,
Yeah, you
and
could.
then push it in, so you get a little bit of spreader effect. So I think that's a pretty good idea.
Yeah, that's actually
that's
a really
pretty
good
smart.
idea. I can test that. But the 6mm paintball ones work really, and they break really easily.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get somebody no matter what.
Right.
Like I've rarely seen any of those not break, but it definitely has enough FPS. I'd say it's probably in the 220 to 230 mark. You think?
The spec is about 220 to 250 feet per second. So it's not that high. I think it shoot kind of low. So you're not.
But it's enough to break the First Strike, and it's
exactly.
enough to break the paintball. So at any range, you'll be able to have that. So the shotguns are available now.
Mhm.
I know what you're saying, or I know what some of you may say as far as the price, but you're buying a completely new gun. You're buying something that's has its own components, everything like that. It's a completely different thing. It's not an upgrade thing or anything like that. They do have upgradability. You can change out the lever or the pump action. You can also change out the stocks and pistol grip depending on the version that you have.
Right.
But it's compatible with all that stuff, which is really cool too, because Magpul has some really cool
Oh yeah, they got some nice furniture,
shotgun stuff,
nice accessories
salient
add-on.
arms. A bunch of companies make some really cool stuff. So
So the pistol, guys, it comes with this detachable laser. Basically, you can do a flashlight. It has a little lever behind here. You can do flashlight, laser only, or both. Little lever here. So laser only, flash only, or both. And then there's a quick on-off button on the side there. Of course, come with one mag. That's a lot of shots, huh?
yeah.
So that's what you're optioning on if you have a question on that. I'm killing my... it's...
Francisco Angulo, will you guys ever make a revolver? At this time, we're focusing on the projects that we already have in the queue. We want to get all those out before we look to do anything in the R&D department. Hydra is going really well. I think we've overcome some of the FSR issues that we were having.
Right.
So I think the next step, what is getting
just refinement right now.
refinement,
Just make it improve. Make sure that it fully functional before you push a button to get those out. Same thing with the pistol, the 6/8 cal pistol we're working on. We're testing the valve, testing the piston, making sure they work well and reliable before we just kind of mass produce them.
Right. Tornado, right now, like we talked about before, we have the mold. Where the mold should be finished up hopefully by next month or a little bit after.
Right.
And then we're hoping to release those early next year.
Right.
Complete marker and the conversion kit for the X7 Classic. So hopefully, and that's still on par here. KT gets updates for that. Shaped round, we're also getting updates on that for our new course of action for that project. What else do we have? That's it, right?
Those are primary projects we have.
Primary ones
I think
we're working on.
by the first quarter of next year, most of those projects will come into like maturity. You guys will be able to start seeing most of them, if not in person, prototype, or at least we'll have to show you online in the photo or video or something like that. I think we're around the corner. I think 2018 gonna be a killer year.
Yeah.
I think MFW will take another leap with next year for sure. I think there's a lot of product, not just from us, but a lot of other product in the pipeline that other companies about to put out. With the drill we're doing too, with STL drill and other type of games that being put out too. I think that will grow the sport a little bit. We'll get the idea is trying to get more players that are not the typical paintball, that not people who are in the industry, but get the people outside the industry like airsoft, gun enthusiasts, and other aspect that other sports that they're doing, but they're not into the paintball because of the stigma that paintball has. When you talk about paintball, the first thing that comes to a person's mind is the hopper and the bright, colorful space gun. That's the first thing that comes to their mind when you say paintball. They don't realize that this exists. Not at all. They don't realize like these kind of marker exist, because these stuff just come in for the last year or two, and a lot of players back in the days about 10 years ago, a lot of football players, 1,000 of them, they left the game because it wasn't realistic enough for them, or they just got tired of it. But MFW will bring a whole new kind of genre for that. Those are the players that could come back, and we also need to attract other group of players too. So I think next year will be the year that we're able to bring MFW to the next stage of participant.
Yeah, the overall interaction with the STL drill, like I said, it's gonna create attention to whoever's setting this up, whoever field it's at, wherever you're doing this competition. It's going to attract attention, whether they're bystanders or they actually want to, like, hey, I want to try that. It's like when you go to the carnival and you're
right.
like, oh, I can win that. That's easy. And you find out it's not that easy.
Right.
It is exactly like this in this case.
Right.
The STL drill, it makes your mind work in 20 different other areas rather than just shooting at targets. There's a lot going on. The time, shot placement, the amount of shots, and then how quickly you can do without missing or disqualifying those areas. So it's really cool, and we're going to be doing a video to show it in detail exactly how it works, so that way you guys can, those visual learners out there will be able to really see how to implement it correctly, so there are no discrepancies.
Right.
That's one thing that we have talked about that is difficult, is obviously by having this software, people can submit times that aren't, fictional, basically.
Right.
So we have to be very careful on who's implementing this, and we want to know. That's why if you're interested in doing that, we would like to know where you're going to be doing it and things like that. So that way, when people do submit your scores, they're all legit, and that's something that it's hard to do when
right.
we can't be there for everyone that's doing
right.
it. So. Once again, the auction today is the PPQ 43 cal with the laser and flashlight combo. This is pretty compact. You get one magazine and your Walther case and everything else. So right now we're at one. You have to go in increments of 10, guys. So 180 was Jimmy Westman's. So the next bid would be 190 or anything in increments of 10. then you'll be good to go there. Uh,
It's nice.
yeah, it feels good. Like it's very durable in
If
my
you have
opinion.
our nylon holster, the one that from us, you can actually this will able to house your flashlight too.
Yeah,
So that the nylon holster we have
we have a
on the
universal
side.
one too.
We have the universal version holster and also have the standard holster. We have the tactile holster. It will able to accommodate the flashlight combo.
All right, so I think we'll do what 5 more minutes on the auction.
5 more minutes. So
5:45.
5:45 will end the auction. So whoever gets this, be a great little piece. If you plan to order a PPQ anyway, this is actually a little nice bonus to get.
We did get more PPQs in stock today, so they should be replenished back on the website. We got some tan, right?
No tan.
No tan.
Tan is
Oh, okay.
out. We have black and blue at the moment. Tan should be back in stock next week. You guys want a tan and want to wait for it, just order a black one and just write in the comment box that you want a tan one, and we will wait to get you that tan one when it comes in. So just you want to just get a place in line right now. Just place an order for a black one. Just write down and we'll take care of you.
It will always fulfill back orders
Yeah,
on the site first with any product. So we got the Hurricanes back in too.
Hurricane
a
back
lot
in
of people,
stock,
a lot
right?
of back orders were fulfilling
Right.
on those.
Oh,
A lot. But if you needed a Hurricane or a complete marker, we do have those back in stock. 468s, we're still waiting on the triggers. Taking a little bit longer than we want to, but we should have those in very shortly, and
Right.
then those will be back in stock as well. PTRs are still going.
pizza's still going.
Thank you guys for all that support.
Right. It's a steady production PTR going out. Right now, there's a perfect amount of orders coming in for PTR, and amount of labor or resource that we have to build them is just kind of perfectly aligned. So if you order one, it takes about 1 to 2 days to get them out for you. I know you guys. There's a few people waiting for the PTR. You waiting? I don't forget his name is waiting for his laser engrave on the magwell. I just get back from the event, so I'll be laser engraved for you tomorrow, and we'll get out for you a day or two. I finally get out for Timothy Brooks and Dusty because they wait for like 2 weeks. I feel really bad, but man, setting up that takes time, and I didn't really find the right time to do it. But
and I'm not touching that machine, so he has to do it by himself.
So I'll do your laser engrave this week and get out for you this week, and also Nightmare. Brian's also waiting for his PTR as well, so I'll laser engrave this week and get out for you guys. And someone was mentioning Jorge earlier, mentioning about Lion Claw barrel that he used at the end of War 8. Yeah, you're welcome. It's a Lion Claw barrel. It's actually a decent barrel. It's not, like I said, I was saying that it's not the best for paintball, not the best for first strike, but if you want a barrel that can shoot pretty well for both paintball and first strike, that's a barrel to go with. If you want to shoot paintball only, then I would recommend getting the straight rifling, the CMI barrel, or the one of a Recon 7/8 or 1-inch barrel. Those are the best barrel for round balls. And then you want to shoot first strike, then the hammerhead barrel. You can do any of the hammerhead barrel with a 6.86 fin or a one-shot barrel. Those are the best ones for first strike. You want something in between, and the Lion Claw. That's why I would, as a vet, and a lot of people were asking for a barrel that does both. That's why we created that barrel, just to kind of fulfill that gap there that doesn't exist.
Jose Ledesma, about your red dot, just come in the chat or shoot me an email to info, and we'll find out what's going on. We'll get you a replacement, or we'll get you squared away.
Right.
But always contact us, guys, with any issues with our products. Everyone knows where to find me. Most of us are all friends on Facebook on my personal page.
Right.
You can always contact me. KT is the same thing. Our phones never stop going off.
Yeah.
I mean, you can look at my phone right here. It never stops going off.
So I got a list right here myself. See, so there are tons of messages that by the time we're done, we've been spending our time just gonna.
Andre, I got that 6-inch. Wait, do we have a 6-inch one shot?
Not yet.
Not yet.
If
We
you want
will
one,
have that,
we
though, right?
will eventually have that for you. We will make it for you. Right now, we're doing with Hammerhead. We are doing all the production, the battle stick, the bang stick, the shark tooth, the Widowmaker, we have to bring all those barrels back because the company, the machine shop that was making them, they were retired, so we have to reproduce them with another machine shop, and that's been working out now. We have to reproduce them, and it should once we bring all those barrels back into production, then the next thing we're gonna hit is the 18 inches and the 20 inches one shot. A lot of people waiting for that. And once we're done that, then we start to do customization. You guys want different length, different threads on it, anything you guys want, different material. A lot of people waiting for the gold member too, the brass barrel. We'll start making those barrels as well. But right now we have to make the basic one first that majority of the player need, and then we start doing more the custom one. If you want a certain thread, we'll make it for you. One certain length, we'll make it for you. And the what we're planning to do is we just put it up, and then you guys order it, and then we'll produce them.
For those of you guys, I know Val has probably reached out to most of you, but for those of you who have purchased the PTR or got a PTR DMR before we release the new valve.
All PTR DMR are shipped with the new valve.
Yeah, I'm talking about the semi-automatic ones.
The PTR DMR?
No, PTR.
Okay, PTR, okay.
Yeah. PTR DMRs now come with a new valve. You don't need to worry about it. But for those of you who purchased the PTR before the earlier version, before we recently got the valve, which was what, this week or last week?
We start to ship out PTR with the new valve on last week.
Okay.
So anyone who, we don't have all the records, so she'll be contacting you. If you have a PTR and Valerie have not contacted you about getting a new valve, contact her. But if you have been contacted, then just check your message, and then let her know what you want to do with the valve as far as shipping now, or wait for what you order. Then we'll take care of that for you as far as the valve goes. As far as the only person that has a PTR DMR is Jimmy. That has the old valve, so we'll get that for you.
Yeah, but Jimmy will have your name's already on the list to get the new one out. Right. So, but other than that, we are past the auction. John Aquesi, congratulations, my friend. Shoot me a message or shoot us a message on the Facebook page, and I'll get you that invoice out tomorrow. Other than that, do you have anything else?
That's it. So next week we will cover more of the STL in more in details. We'll have videos for you guys, show you how the software works, how you're able to access to it, and how you score. And that way you can start setting up a different at home to practice, and we'll show you the app that we use to kind of capture the time that we're used to practice. I practice a little bit, and to get your scoring time, so that way when you actually compete, you can score better. I'm telling you, if you want to compete in this drill, you have to practice. You can't just do it on site. If you have a PTR, though, it's kind of nice. If you have a PTR, it's actually let you hit a click, so you can actually go. So you can actually practice with just a click alone. A lot of country where, in Japan particularly, a lot of shooters that compete here, they actually just use a clicker and a laser to practice throughout the year. And they come to the States, they go to a range, they go through a couple drills, and they're ready. And when the best shooters, some of the best shooters are from Japan in the shooting competition, because they practice throughout the year without doing any rounds. Of course, they just because owning firearms in Japan is not legal, so all they have is airsoft, and they do a laser gun. So you just go click, 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 click.
Well, I know that the company Laser Target or Target Laser just released their version of that. It's basically a shell, depending on the caliber you want, so 40, 45, 9, 380, and basically it shoots a laser at a target, and your phone connects to the target via Bluetooth and counts the shots. And it also shows exactly where you're firing. So it's a way for you to practice inside your home with your real steel firearm, and be able to get acclimated to its shot point and everything like that. So that's a new product that just came out. I don't know what the price is. I actually just saw it on Facebook. But those kind of systems were, I remember years ago, at the academy, we got to use one of the new systems for simulation. So we actually had like active scenario, and then we actually did a traffic stop on a vehicle on a projector screen and use that laser system. And it was really cool, like blowback. It made like the little cha-ching noise,
Right.
like it was a real gun, but it didn't use,
No
obviously
action.
no action.
Just
So
sound.
it was pretty neat. But now you can do that in your own home.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll put that up there because that's actually kind of cool to practice with and things like that. But the STL, we're really excited about it, and by the reactions we got, just explaining, there's a lot of you guys that are excited about it too. So when we do the video, which we should have out, and at least by next week, hopefully, you'll get to see it firsthand exactly how it's ran and everything like that. Tucker Danielson will answer some questions here. I tried FSR for the first time a couple weeks in, then he goes, DMAG doors were getting chewed by the fins. Okay, I brought this up on some other episodes, but the DMAGs are not really the best for FSR. If you're going to shoot first strikes, use Helix. The reason being is the door on the DMAGs are a lot thicker and they don't protrude all the way back into the magwell or the magazine itself, actually, to allow the FSR to come out. So with the inconsistencies that we've been seeing with FSR, some of them are longer, the flashing is exaggerated, and then ultimately, the notorious nipple on those things will be problematic. So the Helix, with the new upgrades, everyone has those. So if you don't upgrade those mags, the door will retract all the way into the magazine, and it will allow the projectile to come out. And it's oversized, so it will accommodate those inconsistencies. But yeah, DMAGs, it's very difficult unless you sand off the nipple and make sure that the fins are the same size. There's no flashing. It could be problematic for you. So if you're going to shoot first strikes, get yourself some Helix mags. If you're going to use paintball or anything else, get yourself the DMAGs. If you want to have the 14 round DMAGs for shape projectiles, which is what all of you get when you buy a complete marker, my recommendation is sand the door back a little bit. So when it is inserted into the magazine, that door will protrude all the way back, and you can actually Dremel out the bore of the D shape of the magazine just a little bit, not a lot, and that will help you because that's what a lot of customers have done that want that 14 round small sniper platform. So you'll be able to do that too.
And then also clean up the tip or the nose of the first strike a little bit. It will go a lot easier because with that little tip in the front, it seems so minute and minuscule, but man,
it's very precise.
It's as you put it into the magazine, that little snag, and it's causing your loading problem. Yeah, but it feeds great. It's just a loading aspect.
Right.
If you want to, you can actually depress the door down and load it, and then let the door close on it. That's another way to do it. The only thing though is that on the first strike, since it's polystyrene, kind of polymer plastic, you don't have to lock the spring down, so just let the spring put tension on it. So you kind of depress the door, load, let it go. The door kind of go over the rounds and then keep the rounds down. So you can have constant pressure on it. Not like paintball. You can't do that with paintball. Paintball will kind of sponge. So.
All right, guys. Other than that, if you have any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to jump on the site, come in the chat, speak to me or KT or Val. We're always here for you guys. If you have any questions about the shotgun, the STL, or the PPQ, they're all available on the website. There's a lot of videos and media behind it now. The tech video of the shotguns I'll probably do tomorrow. It's going to be very easy, very, very easy. Very, very happy about that for my sake as far as the repairs and things if needed. But the PPQ, we're still waiting on that from the manufacturer themselves, and we will do a video on that once we get it back. Other than that, we will see you guys later.
That's it. Thanks, guys. Thank you for watching. If you need something, just give us a shout. Thank you very much.